Dear students, welcome to another new class of geography. In this class, we are going to start a new chapter, that is migration, and in this class, we are going to cover the first portion of the chapter migration. Let's start the chapter. First of all, take a look at which topics we are going to cover today. We are going to cover the meaning of migration, the types of migration. Okay, let's take a look at about few terms that are very important before starting the chapter. The terms are migration. First of all, we are having migration. Basically, this term is quite known to you, as you know that migration is a very important factor of or component, we can say, of population change of a place. Migration plays a very important role. You know about the definition or the meaning of migration. Let's revise the definition. Basically, migration refers to the movement of people within the same country or between one country to another. Basically, this is the definition of migration. Now, this chapter is fully related to migration. Few terms are very important and few terms will come during study. Before that, we will understand the meaning of this term. First of all, we will find one word as sending country. What does the word mean? Basically, sending country means the place where the people are moving out. That is the origin country, that is called as sending country. Basically, where the native place of the people is called as sending country. Okay, and receiving country, which one will be receiving country? The place where the people are moving in. That place will be, or destination, that place will be known as receiving country. Rural, the meaning of the rural is village area. Urban means town area. Another new word, that is human resource. What is the difference between human and human resource? In which criteria the human will be considered as a human resource? The criteria are basically when the talented, skilled and productive human being will be considered as human resource. Okay, few types of migration are explained in our syllabus. That thing we will understand first. Okay, whenever we are studying migration, few terms are very important, like internal and external migration. We will understand these two things with the help of this table. By the name, we can understand that what internal migration is. Basically, when the migration is done in a same country, that thing is known as internal migration. Means in a particular country, state to state migration, or within a country's rural to urban migration, this thing will be considered as internal migration. And when the people or the community or large number of people will migrate from one country to another country, that thing will be considered as external migration. Basically, what are the reasons behind internal migration? Basically, people move due to disturbed political, social, economic and climatic condition. And what is the reason behind external migration? Basically, people move due to better work opportunities. Okay, I hope you understand the difference and the definition of internal and external migration. These things are very easy if you understand this topic clearly. By the term, you can also identify or also guess something. So our next topic is, yes, whenever we are talking about migration, another these two terms are also very important. Both are pronounced is quite same, immigration and immigration. First of all, the word that is start with I. The meaning of this immigration is people who come to live in a country. That thing will be considered as immigration. And the word start with E, that is known as movement of people out of a region or country, that is immigration. Basically, when the group of the people are move out to a particular country, that thing is known as immigration. Large-scale immigration results in overpopulation in the receiving country, and large-scale immigration, people are moving out, that will result in underpopulation in the source country. Our next topic is types of migration. On the basis of the need of the movement, the first category is there, that is long term migration and short term migration. If the migration is for a particular short period of time, that thing is known as short term migration. Basically this thing is happened due to natural disasters. Suppose flood, earthquake it is happened, or some occupational purpose people also move to one place to another. And what is long term migration? When the group of people, by the need of better occupational facilities or education or better living standard, they are moving for a very long time to a particular place, that thing will be known as long term migration. Okay. With the definition of different types of migration, my instruction is to always study or memorize at least one example of it. Okay. Next we will move on to the types of the different types of the migration. Okay, on the first we are having rural urban migration. See, this is the most common form of migration. Basically from the rural area, number of people regularly moving to the urban area. Urban area means town or city. Why? Because of the better job opportunity, better educational facility, better living standard. People are moving regularly to the urban areas. Okay. Next one is urban to rural migration. This thing is not that much common. People are moving urban to rural migration. That thing is not very much common. And suppose when the few workers, they prefer to live in the suburb or commute to cities for work, as we see around big cities such as Mumbai, Kolkata, Shanghai, Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur. These metropolitan cities are having many industries and many job opportunities. So people are moving after their work. They will move to their native place. Maybe that native place is the rural area. Then urban to urban migration. Urban to urban migration is basically the common in highly urbanized countries of the world. The people will move to the metropolitan city from a small city. Okay, that thing is known as urban to urban migration. You can take the example that you know that Midnapur is a small town, right? But compared to Kolkata is a metropolitan city. But the tendency of the people is to move from Midnapur to Kolkata for many reasons are there. One of them is better job opportunities, better living standard, better transport and communication facilities, etc. For that, people will move to urban. Okay. Next one is rural to rural areas. Rural to rural migration. Rural to rural migration basically common in India, Bangladesh and Pakistan and other Southeast Asian countries. Basically this is due to better prospect for farmers in terms of irrigation, extension of farmland, reclamation of wasteland and better land reform. Basically when one other rural area is having better agricultural opportunities, then people from one rural area, they will move to another rural area or another big rural or big village, we can say. And this thing is quite common in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan and other Southeastern Asian country. Next one is climatic refugee. This term is quite common. And what is the meaning of climatic refugee? Basically when people or a group of people have to move to some other place due to the natural calamities, then that group will be called as climatic refugees. For example, many people migrated from the sinking South Pacific island to Australia and New Zealand. These South Pacific sink islands are geologically not stable. Earthquake and volcanic eruption are quite common on these places. That is why people move to Australia and New Zealand. This thing we can consider as climatic refugees. Next one is Miscellaneous migration, when people have to move due to the government's decision or due to the political unrest, then that thing will come under in this category. For example, we can say Indonesian government moved the farming population from the overpopulated areas of Java to the islands of Borneo and Sumatra. This is done primarily to ensure better distribution of resources. Then another type of migration is here, that is forced migration. And what does the word forced migration means? By the word you can understand without their permission or without their will, when people or community have to move to other place, that thing is known as forced migration. As example, during the times of disaster or warfare, abduction and transfer of African slaves to America to serve as labor force as an example of forced migration. In ancient time, there is a custom to exchange the slaves. Okay, African countries are quite underdeveloped, so the abduction and transfer of African slaves to America to serve as labor force is an example of forced migration. Then another, and this one is the last one, this is voluntary migration. Voluntary, by the name you can understand, when people move with their own will, that thing we can say as voluntary migration. Basically, people from highly developed countries, people are moving to highly developed countries from the low developed countries because of the reasons are quite common: better job opportunities, better education, better standard of living, etc. Basically, these things are the voluntary migration. Okay, so students, up to here is today's lesson. I hope you understand, and we will meet in our next class.